Let's be honest, Goku is something of a simpleton. He's a big old, dumb but gentle-hearted goofball who wouldn't hurt a fly. Unless that fly had the potential to give him a really great fight. Heck, Goku is the type of person who, rather than get back at someone for punching him, he'd probably laugh and thank them for the challenge. In other words, Goku is far from what we'd call savage. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have his fair share of savage, badass moments. Heck, it's because of his goofy, battle-loving nature, as well as his desire to get stronger, that Goku has proven he can be savage as heck, especially in these 15 moments. Let's start off with the most literal example of Goku going savage, his first Great Ape transformation. Though this might not qualify for the modern definition of savage, there's no denying that Goku's first Great Ape transformation is insane, badass, and a crazy monkey wrench to throw into the gears of Dragon Ball. Normally, Goku was a kind and gentle, pure-hearted kid, so seeing him turn into an absolute force of destruction was insane. Because he'd lost control of himself, Goku was literally an absolute savage. One who completely destroyed Pilaf's castle and left his friends running for their lives. Fast forward to the tournament saga and Goku transformed a second time, becoming a great ape during his match against Jackie Chun. Though Master Roshi seemed to have Goku on the ropes, this transformation turned the tide of the fight. Luckily, Master Roshi fought smart and destroyed the moon to turn Goku back to normal. Though he wouldn't transform again from this point on, and no, that Golden Ape form in GT doesn't count, there's no denying how savage Goku's Great Ape transformations were. Before he gained an affinity for befriending his enemies, sparing them and allowing them the chance to grow into heroes, Goku was pretty savage when it came to taking out bad guys. Case in point, Goku's assault on Muscle Tower in the Red Ribbon Army saga is easily one of his most savage acts. After learning that the people of Jingle Village had been terrorized by the Red Ribbon Army, the very same people who had been after the Dragon Balls, he went after one of their bases, Muscle Tower. What followed was a series of brutal beatdowns as Goku fought his way through each level of the tower, killing half the soldiers he encountered. In fact, Goku piled up a body count higher than he would at any other point in the entire Dragon Ball franchise. Regardless, Goku was an absolute savage as he fought his way through Muscle Tower. From how he took out the foot soldiers to how he fought Major Metallotron and especially how he took on Ninja Murasaki. The King Piccolo saga did a lot for Dragon Ball. It fully shifted the focus toward martial arts and villain-centric sagas, and it ended up giving us one of the series' best characters, Piccolo Jr. Additionally, the King Piccolo saga also provided us with one of Goku's most savage and badass moments. We are, of course, talking about the defeat of King Piccolo, which was undeniably one of Goku's coolest moments. The reason for this is because prior to the final blow of the battle, Goku seemed like he was completely defeated. He was left without the use of both his legs and one of his arms, and was almost completely out of stamina. However, even when all the odds seemed against him, Goku managed to put out one last desperate attack. By firing off a one-handed Kamehameha, Goku launched himself into the air and focused all his power into that remaining fist, punching a hole clean through King Piccolo. Not only was this a pretty resourceful move for someone who could only use one arm, but it was also insanely effective and downright savage. Seriously, he punched a hole through a dude. You know how in almost every major shonen anime, there's a moment where some character who's already pretty strong becomes even stronger when they take off their training weights. This trope, as with most shonen tropes, started with Dragon Ball, and the original weighted clothing drop was one of Goku's most savage moments. The moment in question came from Goku's battle against Tien in the Piccolo Jr. saga. During their fight, Tien appeared to have the upper hand. Goku even admitted that Tien proved to be a challenge, which is why he asked to stop the match so he could take off his weighted clothing. Tien didn't believe this would make much of a difference, but then he and the entire stadium were shocked to find that Goku's clothing was ridiculously heavy. This was pretty savage on its own, but what made it even more savage was the fact that Goku dropped what had to be at least 250 pounds so nonchalantly. Sure, it's because Goku's somewhat clueless and wasn't trying to show off, but the moment was still 100% badass. Like with King Piccolo's defeat was just as badass of a moment for Goku. In fact, both battles mirror each other quite a bit, at least towards the end. Specifically, Piccolo made it a point to paralyze Goku so that he couldn't use any of his limbs, much like King Piccolo did before him. However, this didn't end up stopping Goku, since he still eventually defeated Piccolo Jr. with a surprise attack as epic as the finishing move that destroyed his father. However, this time, instead of using a Kamehameha to propel himself, Goku unveiled that he had mastered the flying technique, using the ability to fly towards Piccolo like a rocket before using that hard skull of his as a battering ram to strike his opponent right in the gut, downing him in an instant. Goku didn't give a crap about finishing with a cool move, he just up and used his hard noggin to deal some crazy damage to Piccolo Jr. And let's not forget, this was the first and only time Goku won the World Martial Arts Tournament, which makes Goku almost as cool as the reigning world champ Mr. Satan. If the opening of the Saiyan saga told us one thing, it was that the Saiyans were going to be a major threat to the Earth. Not only did it take Goku's death to defeat Raditz, but he wasn't even the strongest Saiyan among them. The Earth didn't have much time before the likes of Vegeta and Nappa showed up, and it didn't appear as though the warriors of Earth were strong enough to take either of them down. And yet, Goku surprised everybody when he arrived back on Earth after training with King Kai by absolutely dominating Nappa. However, the most savage moment of all was without a doubt when Goku defended Gohan and Krillin from Nappa's ultimate attack, breaking out the Kaioken to break the Saiyans back. This resulted in the now iconic moment where Goku lifted Nappa above him, tossing him towards Vegeta, a defeated, broken warrior. Much with Nappa, Goku's encounter with the Ginyu Force showed that he was much stronger than he appeared. Due to his high-gravity training, which consisted of pushing his body to its absolute limits, then recovering with Senzu beams, Goku was stronger than ever. But we weren't sure just how strong until the Ginyu Force arrived. Believed and feared to be the strongest warriors in Frieza's army, the Ginyu Force left even the likes of Vegeta scared in battle. Again, no one was expecting some random Saiyan to defeat 3 members of the Ginyu Force, but Goku did it anyway. This was savage enough on its own, but the most savage part about this beatdown was the fact that Goku didn't break a sweat. Seriously, Goku just kept that calm, stoic look on his face as he defeated Raccoon with ease and fought off both Jace and Berter at the same time. No matter what saga you love most or which character is your favorite, there's absolutely no denying that the greatest moment in the entirety of Dragon Ball is Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation. And it's not just because the moment was cool or memorable, there's a whole lot more to it than that. Think about Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation for a minute. It was a physical manifestation of his pure, unadulterated rage. A transformation triggered by grief for his friend's murder at the hands of a monster. And mirroring his Great Ape transformations, Goku literally went savage. But that's not all. The transformation was something Frieza feared from the Saiyan race so much he eradicated the entire planet Vegeta. And to have it manifest from his own actions and be his undoing, well, that's just poetry right there, baby. Get George Lucas on the phone. So considering all of this, there's no denying that Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation is one of his most savage. By the time of the Buu Saga, Goku was pretty much way too strong for his own good. However, the saga still managed to provide him with some challenges, from fighting Majin Vegeta to facing off against Buu himself. There was also a challenge in the form of Yakon, one of the warriors that Babidi sent to stop the Z-Fighters from ruining his plans of resurrecting Majin Buu. Yakon was an alien who devoured the energy of others, a power that made him dangerous to just about anyone with a significant amount of ki. Even someone as strong as Goku found that Yakon provided quite the challenge, but he still managed to defeat the alien. We are, of course, talking about the fact that Goku defeated Yakon by overloading him with energy to the point of bursting. How savage is that? Not only did he kill Yakon in the most baller-ironic way, he also just happened to have the spare energy to do it. Though it's hard to beat the first Super Saiyan transformation, Goku's unveiling of Super Saiyan 3 is also pretty dang badass. Goku screamed his butt off with one of the most primal screams that made it seem like he'd gone completely mental. Add to this the fact that all the power he was building up basically caused a localized apocalypse. And Super Saiyan 3 looks absolutely savage. For those who don't remember, Goku's transformation literally caused a nearby city to experience gale force winds, massive quakes, shockwaves, and tidal waves. If that's not badass, we don't know what is. As if the transformation wasn't savage enough, Goku's battle against Majin Buu proved that the form was absolutely badass. Goku dominated Majin Buu, and if it wasn't for the fact that his power drainage ate away at his time on Earth, Goku could have probably defeated him. Long story short, Super Saiyan 3 is awesome. At first glance, Goku using the power of everyone on Earth to defeat Kid Buu might not seem like something you'd label as savage. since the final moments of the battle with Buu are more heroic than they are badass. But when you take a closer look, it's not hard to see that the final Spirit Bomb of Dragon Ball Z is savage as heck. What makes us say this? Well, it has less to do with the actual Spirit Bomb and Kid Buu's defeat as it does what Goku said before he destroyed the villain once and for all. Before we get to that, however, we still gotta point out that creating a Spirit Bomb with all of Earth's energy is still pretty awesome. And the fact that Goku yelled at Earth to give him energy is also pretty savage. But the true moment of savagery came when Goku regained his energy and went Super Saiyan to push the Spirit Bomb harder against Buu. In these moments, Goku hoped that Kid Buu got reincarnated as someone nice. Sure, this is a pretty hopeful sentiment, but it's also kind of an insult added to the injury of being destroyed. And we think that's pretty savage. Dragon Ball Super opened with a whole new breed of opponent. Gods. Specifically, Beerus, a god of destruction who Goku just had to fight so he could test his strength. During their first bout, Beerus straight up dominated Goku, using just a bit of his power to beat him, doing so with a forehead flick that was just plain humiliating for Goku. So Goku, being the goofball that he is, opted to get back at Beerus with the same kind of move during their rematch. After gaining the power of a Super Saiyan god, Goku could now stand toe-to-toe with Beerus. And during this battle of gods, Goku gave Beerus a nice neck chop before flicking him in the forehead in one of the most savage moves. Seriously, Goku didn't have to flick Beerus, and it probably didn't do all that much damage to the god of destruction. But he still decided to do it, and even if he was being playful about it, it was still a savage as heck move. Adding insult to injury is the ultimate humiliation tactic, and by flicking Beerus, Goku essentially did both at the same time, making for a savage, if not incredibly silly moment. After Goku mastered the Kaioken technique, he used it as a go-to power multiplier from the Saiyan saga to the Namek saga, and in part of the Frieza saga. However, once Super Saiyan was introduced as the superior power multiplier, Kaioken was dropped and mostly forgotten about. Because of this, fans wondered for years why Goku didn't combine the two, since it would result in a much more powerful power multiplier. Then finally, in the Universe 6 saga of Dragon Ball Super, Goku finally combined Kaioken with his Super Saiyan form. Specifically his Super Saiyan Blue form. We eventually learned that this would damage his body and leave him with bad ki control. But despite the side effects, this moment was still awesome. In fact, it was downright savage to see Goku attempt to combine two of his strongest transformations to push the limits of power. Additionally, the reason why Goku decided to risk combining the two attacks was also pretty savage, since he needed the extra speed and power boost to fight back against Hit's time skip abilities. Though fans wish he'd used it long ago, combining the Kaioken with the Super Saiyan form stands as one of Goku's most savage moments. There's a very fine line between being savage and being a straight-up idiot, and Goku somehow managed to ride that line when he hired Hit to kill him. Well, it was mostly stupid, but there was a bit of savagery in there, but just a bit. We probably should explain. Despite being a member of Universe 6's teams in the tournament against Universe 7 and in the Tournament of Power, Hit is also an assassin for hire. Through the use of his time skip power, he is a fierce, precise, and deadly hitman, and when Goku fought against him, he found him to be one of the biggest challenges he'd ever faced. In fact, because he was such a challenge, Goku decided that fighting against him was the best way to get stronger, especially when it came to combating his time skip power. Thus, he hired Hit to kill him so he could fight him again, a mostly stupid but also pretty baller move. Think about it, Goku saw that Hit was a powerful opponent, so he drew him to Universe 7 on a mission just so he could fight him again. Again, it's very stupid, but also just a bit badass. The final entry in this video is, of course, Ultra Instinct. This state-of-mind technique is said to be the ultimate culmination of martial arts, turning a warrior into an autonomous fighting machine, and thus an ultimate badass. This was exactly the case for Goku, who pulled off a number of different savage moves while using Ultra Instinct. The best two examples of this are when Goku faced off against Kefla and Jiren. With Kefla, the fused warrior gave Goku quite a bit of trouble initially, but once he took a deep breath and broke out Ultra Instinct, he easily dodged every attack that Kefla threw at him. He also pulled off some sick moves, using a Kamehameha to glide across Kefla's attacks, and then unloading at point blank. As if that wasn't badass enough, Goku's savagery was taken up a notch when he mastered Ultra Instinct and used it against Jiren. One of the most savage moves mastered Ultra Instinct Goku used came when he dodged Jiren's arena-destroying attack, only to show up behind him and knock him back. And heck, we're just scratching the surface of Ultra Instinct, which is easily one of Goku's most savage transformations. So, there you have it, Goku's most savage moments. Did Did we leave any badass moments out? Which of these moments left you blown away? Is Goku more savage than Vegeta? Let us know down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball videos. And hey, thanks for watching.